Welcome back, everybody, to Nuclear Bunker Living. This week, we're headed back into the Power Dome after months and months of doing other projects to keep pursuing demo and cleanup efforts since the last time we were working in here. Ripping down the tin from the upper walls in the Power Dome was the very first major project we took on in this area of our Titan 1. But since then, other projects have taken precedence and the Power Dome has been virtually untouched since those operations were going on. Now, knowing that we were going to come back and start some major projects in the Power Dome, myself and Pat decided to assess what was needed first before truly moving forward this week. Now, after some contemplation, Pat decided to take out a lot of the conduit lines that exist above the area that was the water treatment facility. Also, before any work that we do, we always like to wet down the area for dust plumes or any other particles that may get kicked up during the demolition process. This is severely important since this place has been abandoned for about 60 years.
We're gonna start cutting all this conduit out. We're in the Power Dome. We worked up here previously on the top, cutting out all the duct on top. But we're gonna start with these two gas pipes coming here, this 4-inch gas pipe. I'm gonna cut out the other 4-inch gas pipe, and then we're gonna start cutting conduit back to this juncture. And we got weeks and weeks of cutting to do in here again.
Yep.
If you follow the conduit, you'll see what I'm talking about. It's just miles of it.
Oh yeah.
Miles and miles.
You said those things are moving really?
Yeah, look, they're sitting on rusted all thread. See, that some bitch goes up too.
Does it go up to a tank or not?
No, I just sit and breathe.
Yeah, watch it. Hey, I'm watching it from the back. That ass end of that thing is coming down.
It's just still down.
Let's see.
Okay.
Dude, that's out and open though. That's
what I'm saying.
Yeah.
So
shit, that's the end right there. First one down, baby. So are you thinking about like taking out that section and letting it drop
this
like
section
that?
right here, yes, got to come out so I can get to all this.
Oh yeah. Oh yeah.
Now, one thing we never talk about much is the amount of fluids that are still left in a lot of these pipes. As soon as Pat started cutting, you can clearly see water starting to pour out of this pipe. Now, whether it be water or ethylene glycol or other substances, there's always room for surprises as we go along. Now, as you can see here, this is just a valve in one of the antenna silos that has ethylene glycol still stored within it. Now, when a lot of these Titan 1s were decommissioned back in the 60s, they took a lot of equipment, but they didn't relieve a lot of these lines, as you can see here. So it's something that you always have to look over your shoulder for.
Pulley definitely get, because this isn't letting it move. I need to get more tension off that.
Yeah.
I gotta keep the blade in there. As soon as it tightens up, boom, it lets cut the blade.
So this episode is going to be the saga of you, how many blades you break.
Day of broken blades.
Yes.
I'm already through 3 packs, I think. So I might get 15, and we're not even lunchtime. You won't endorse this shit, that's for sure.
You sure you don't want like a direct line, dude? We can get you in touch with their customer service.
I already got that shit. I know most of them down there already.
Right.
Return so much shit.
Straight up.
All their fucking pumps I returned.
Oh yeah.
This is big one.
She's smoking, baby.
Fucked.
That pipe that you're on, that you're cutting, you think that's gonna hold that? Because it's just literally that.
I just said that a second ago. I'm kind of worried about what's gonna happen with this pipe when this breaks.
Yeah.
It should.
It should just go, right?
It should just. I don't know if it's gonna go anywhere.
Is that pipe free hanging?
Right here?
Yeah, it is?
Yeah, it's stuck right there.
It's just buttoned up in the corner.
I got like a half an inch and it's fucking unstuck.
Okay.
I just have to fucking find a way to do it without killing myself.
Yeah, get that. It's just a maze of shit, dude.
Dude, it is.
Maze of shit.
So when this falls, it's still hooked up over there.
So it's gonna swing.
So I'm hoping it's gonna swing.
Okay.
But what happens to this is what I'm worried about.
Okay. Oh, yeah, baby. Wants that nice chocolate milk.
Yeah.
There you go. God damn.
Okay, get out of the way. Yeah. Ready? 1, 2, 3. Here it goes. All right, here we go.
Shit water for everybody.
My gloves are right.
Fuck. So now that Pat has successfully cut out the water pipe, it's exposed the rest of the conduit lines that are running along the ceiling. Now, it may not look like a lot on screen, but these conduit lines run along the bottom of the mezzanine level all the way around this power dome. So cutting them out becomes very time consuming.
Yuck. Might be a fucking my grinder. line up with this gas pipe and cut it in 4-foot lengths.
That's what you want to do now?
Yeah, that's what I want to do next, yeah.
Okay.
And then we can get this one after that. And I don't know about these ones. All right, this got a gas pipe we're cutting out today right here. I'm gonna have to cut it on that side of the bracket and leave it hanging on both of them. I was gonna try to cut it in 4-foot lengths while I was up here, but it'll tend to swing like this. So if it swings and catches my blade, it'll shatter the blade. That's where you get hurt with carbide blades, you know, they shatter. So I'm gonna cut the whole thing down in one piece. I'm gonna cut it here first, and then I'm gonna cut both brackets that are holding it, drop it to the ground. So that'll be fun.
I had a feeling, dude.
That motherfucker came off without me cutting it.
Yep. It's a lot of weight coming down all at once.
That's crazy. That motherfucker came down without me cutting it. We cut that fucking cord.
Dude, it literally went underneath it.
Okay.
Now the section that we've been working on for the past couple days is finally clear. So now we can move further down, closer to the bigger equipment, and start working on that conduit.
I cannot believe that was raindrop.
So while Pat's cutting all this stuff over here, we need to clean up everything that we pulled off the top. It all landed down here when we were throwing it all down, when we were cutting everything. So now we have to get all this metal out, and we got to bring it back over by the door so we can get all this up. But first, Pat's gonna have to cut all this stuff first before we get it up and out. But start the process today.
All right, guys, yeah, we're coming at the end of the week here, man. We started the power dome, and it's massive, massive, with tons of work that needs to be done. We're starting with the conduits, the electrical conduits, which run all the way around this thing, all the way around it. It's all elevated, you know, 10, 12 foot in the air. And what you have is power ran through this dome into every aspect of this complex. So the conduit is massive. It's just a massive amount. And it goes from everything from an inch to 4 inch, 5 inch, conduits, 2,400 bolt lines running through. Of course, a lot of it's been taken out over the years. They may have even taken it out when they decommissioned it. But now we're going back, just getting rid of the conduit, and what I'm having to do is take out one layer at a time across, you know, cut them out on both sides, and brackets holding them up look like, they look like trapeze that everything sits in, and then they bracket every pipe to that bracket. So it's a lot of work. We spent a week and we've just barely touched it. So the other thing is that we have to be extremely careful of is when we're cutting stuff down, everything in here there's a lot of rust, and the metal's pretty brittle in some places. Like I was cutting this pipe down here, it was in brackets up here. Okay, so what I cut down, I started cutting down this end because it was in brackets, and so I figured once I cut it out, it would be supported by them brackets. Well, as soon as I dropped that end, boom, it broke all 4 brackets and dropped to the ground. So when you cut stuff down, you have to make sure you know where you're out of the way, no one's in the way. Cords are out of the way, because this metal will cut cords like butter. And so when you're doing this demolition, you have to be really careful where you're at when you're doing it, because you can get hurt real easy, and I have.